Time that you got out of the car, Jonathan was hesitant to even get out of the car, isn't that correct? And he didn't get out until you and Cortez were almost up at the door, and Cortez is turning around saying, "Get out of the car."
No.
Okay.
The car and the door were way far apart.
Right. You said that when you again were talking to Lieutenant Johnson, you said that Jonathan was hesitant in both getting out of the car and following you. Am I correct?
He was stuck behind us. Yeah.
All right. But I mean, it was your phrasing that Jonathan was hesitant and when he finally did get out of the car, walking slower behind you.
Correct.
Now, there's been some question about about Mr. Lowther being grabbed by the neck and tossed on the ground. But there's really no dispute about that. Cortez did that, isn't that correct?
Objection. Overall, she can answer it, she knows.
I did not see with my own eyes.
I'm asking you a fairly straight up question, Miss Fetty. Don't you know for a fact that Cortez is the one that grabbed him by the neck and threw him onto the ground?
No, I don't know that for a fact.
Okay. Didn't Cortez tell you about 3 different ways that he did it?
Objection, Your Honor. Clearly hearsay.
Sustained.
Your Honor, they've asked about 5 questions about what Cortez told him to do. I don't understand that. He's also a co-defendant.
Overruled. Sustained.
All right. Forget what he said. He actually showed you the motion that he made while he was taking Mr. Lowther down. Isn't that correct?
That he debuted him, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how he did it. I didn't see.
No, but he actually showed you how he did it in using the term you just mentioned, debode.
Right.
All right. So, based on everything you know, forget what you said. You know it's, forget what Cortez said, you know that Cortez is the one that took him down.
Objection. Overruled.
I know what he told me he did. I don't know if he went down or not. I just know he said he debuted.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. She can explain.
Go ahead.
I just know he said he debuted him and he showed a motion like this.
Of what he did to Mr. Lowther, isn't that correct?
Correct.
All right. And you also know that you heard with your own ears when Cortez came in that front door, a thud. And in fact, it scared you, but that was the thud of Mr. Lowther being taken to the ground. Isn't that correct?
I don't know if that's what the thud was.
Well, you haven't heard anything else that would have caused the thud.
It could have been Jonathan coming in the door. I don't know what it was. It could have been a boot against the wall. I mean, my opinion, could have been anything. It scared me though, and I walked out.
All right.
I didn't go to see what it was.
You again told Officer Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, I heard a thud, which I'm under the impression was him, Cortez, coming through the door and knocking him down, Mr. Lowther. Isn't that correct? Isn't that what you told Lieutenant Johnson?
That was my, yeah.
Okay, all right. All right. And you also, when you testified in a previous hearing in this matter a couple of weeks ago, you testified that it was Cortez that took Mr. Lowther to the ground with a debode move. Isn't that correct?
Right.
And you were under oath when you testified in that other court that that's what happened?
Right.
All right. And when Jonathan, you guys all left without Jonathan at first, isn't that correct?
Yeah.
All right. And when he got in the car, Cortez was, that's when Cortez was screaming.
He's testifying for Cortez.
I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
Isn't it a fact?
We have a sidebar.
Sidebar. I'll overrule this one. Go ahead.
Now, at one point in the car, you said Jonathan put his hand up front and said there was blood on his hands. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
And that was in response to Cortez calling him a bitch and saying he didn't do anything. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
All right. And so when Cortez was the one in the house, and you heard the thud and later learned what move was used, obviously Cortez, based on that, didn't think Jonathan was anywhere nearby. Isn't that correct?
Action is what Cortez
I'll
told.
stay.
All right. But he was yelling at Jonathan for being a bitch for not doing anything.
Asked and answered.
Correct?
Roll.
Correct.
All right. And it's your testimony, if I'm not mistaken, that it was Cortez that was running the show.
Yeah.
Do you object?
No.
Now, you answered one of the questions about what you got out of it, 15 to life. You haven't gotten 15 to life, have you?
I haven't been sentenced, no.
Right. You hope to get that, is that correct?
Yeah.
But you know that, well, you said you turned down an offer?
5.
25 to life? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you know you could even get more than that if the judge decided to?
I know.
All right. After it was over, Jonathan, of course, as you said, everybody wanted to go home. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Including Jonathan. He just wanted to get out of the car. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No regret.
Thank you. Step down.